Good morning, Bowser, Bruins. I'm Elijah,
And I'm Isaiah.
and we're your anchors for Thursday, October 4th.
Please stand for the pledge.
Today is National Taco Day.
Your lunch options for today is a walking taco or a pepperoni calzone.
Our sides are refried beans in a fresh veggie tray.
In the news, Australia is set to be the first country to eliminate cervical cancer by 2028, aided by its national vaccination and screening programs. Here's CNN with the video.
Even though more than 12,000 American women were diagnosed with cervical cancer last year, it's still the easiest female cancer to prevent because of two main tests. The first is the Pap test, or Pap smear, which detects precancerous cells in the cervix. It's the gold standard of cervical cancer prevention. The Pap test is recommended for all women aged 21 to 65 years, although the cancer has a tendency to show up in midlife. The second is the HPV, or human papillomavirus test, which looks for the virus. Almost 99.9% of cervical cancers are caused by HPV. If you get an HPV test with Pap, the cells collected during a Pap smear will be tested for HPV in a lab. Talk with your doctor whether an HPV test is needed. In some cases, an HPV vaccine may be recommended. But keep in mind the Pap test and the HPV test only screen for cervical cancer. Neither test detects for ovarian, uterine, or vaginal cancers. For today's Health Minute, I'm Holly Furfer.
In national news, a dad costume for his son and niece went viral. Here's CNN with the video.
Doesn't love Slinky from Toy Story, right? Well, one dad took his love of the character to the next level. Tucker Bowman, right? The cutest thing ever. Dad dressed up his son and niece as Slinky at Disneyland. That's Beckham and Audrey. They were obviously the center of attention. Arguably one of the best Halloween costumes ever, right, Christy? And it was DIY, which makes it even better. He did it himself. The video's gotten hundreds of views with comments saying he nailed it. Everyone wants to know how he made the Slinky part. That's pretty impressive. But you're going to see this costume, probably people trying to redo it this Halloween, I have a feeling.
In national news, an Oklahoma girls softball team is taking the internet by storm. Here's CNN with the video.
But instead of snowballs, these ice queens throw softballs. Let me introduce you to Edmond's own, the Freeze.
And as you can see, the 6 and under girls are dressed as Elsa, the animated star from Disney's Frozen. And according to the team, Elsa is a pretty good role model.
Girls, they have the power to do things, and that's what we have to instill in our young ladies. And that's part of what this is about. They're putting on their sparkly dresses, but yet they're playing a sport.
Elsa is the best, and we're the Elsa team. I love you, Elsa.
Elsa's strong and smart.
Of course, these strong and smart Elsas love to compete. But what's the best part of T-ball?
The snacks.
And about only winning one game last season? Just let it go. Abigail Ogle, KOCO. 5 News.
Now to Todd's with the sports and weather.
Thank you, Anchors. Unfortunately, both girls' volleyball teams lost last night, and so did boys' soccer. However, girls' soccer beat Fall Creek Valley 2-1 and ends their year with a complete season sweep. 7th grade football plays Fall Creek Valley at 6 p.m. and 8th grade plays football also at Lawrence Central, but plays Fall Creek at 7:15 p.m. Good luck, athletes. Fall Athletic Awards for all athletes who have completed their season are after fall break on Tuesday, October 16 at 6 p.m. Boys basketball trials begin on the 17th after school. Students interested in trying out must have a physical on file in the athletic office and should have completed the form. on emergency form. Today will be a high of 73 degrees with a low of a 80% chance of rain. Now back to our anchors. Players.
What is your name?
Keon Burke.
What sport do you play?
Football.
What position?
Yeah.
Why?
Because I like to tackle.
Do you plan on playing next year?
Yes.
My name is Harrison McVeigh.
What sport do you play?
Football.
Why do you play football?
I play football because I can take my anger out on the field.
How do you think Belzer football is doing?
I think we're doing good. We had a great game yesterday.
Who has improved the most?
Trent Baker Booker.
Who is the coach?
Mr. Miller.
Thank you.
Thanks, Taj.
Remember, Belzer is collecting box tops for education. Bring your box tops in to your college prep class. The class with the most box tops will earn a donut party.
Do you like Chick-fil-A? Do you like dressing up in unique outfits? Are you interested in entering a raffle?
If you answered yes to any of these questions, then you are in luck. These activities will all occur during Yearbook Spirit Week, plus more. Stay tuned to BTV after fall break for more details.
From 6 to 9 tonight, Culver's Restaurant on 56th Street is hosting a Belzer night. Come eat dinner at Culver's to support the school.
The celebrity birthday for today is Derrick Rose, the bench point guard for Minnesota Timberwolves.
Our random fact of the day is that Canada is an Indian word meaning big village.
Now to Mr. Harsha with the rest of your morning announcements, followed by Mr. Landers with Have a Great Day, Bruins.
Good morning, Bruins. Quick announcement this morning. First of all, it's already been mentioned. Tonight we've got a big evening in sports. Both our 7th and 8th grade football teams will wrap up their seasons. Obviously, all the cheerleaders that are involved in that as well over at LC tonight. Dine to donate at Culver's. Remember, stop by Culver's between 6 and 9 tonight down on 56th Street. And proceeds from that will go right back to Belzer. So make sure that you do that. Another announcement that was made is that some of our winter sports will be starting up right after break. And I just want to remind students that you must have a physical on file. So fall break next week would be a great time to try to get your parents to get that physical taken care of if you haven't already played in a fall sport this year, because we cannot allow you to even try out for a sport if you don't have that physical. And every single year on the first day of tryouts, somebody shows up and says, wait a minute, what? I can't try out? And we have to unfortunately remind them that they cannot try out if they don't have a physical. So if you're interested in basketball, wrestling, any of the other winter sports that are just around the corner and you've not gotten a physical yet, make sure that you do that. I'm going to turn it over to Mr. Landers, who's going to continue talking about our anti-bullying campaign.
Mr. Harsha, my name is Mr. Landers. I am the 7th grade counselor. I'm here to talk to you a little bit about bullying. Mrs. Neal did a great job going through some of the myths and facts about bullying, but we need to talk about what is bullying. Oftentimes we get reports that I'm being bullied, this is happening, and what's happening is not bullying. Bullying contains 3 major factors. 1, unwanted aggressive behavior. 2, repeated over time. And 3, a power imbalance. So if me and a colleague are talking and they make fun of me or they say something to me, that's not necessarily bullying because there's no power imbalance. We're equals. So that's a lot of times where people get confused. Also, if something happens one time, let's say someone hits me, that's not bullying. Bullying is repeated over time plus the power imbalance. So that's what you need to think of when you think of bullying. Now we're going to go through the different types of bullying. So let's turn it over to the slides. All right, the first type of bullying we're going to talk about is the one that we most commonly see is the physical bullying. That's where you see people hitting each other, kicking each other. This is something that teachers can obviously see. It's a little bit more obvious than some of the other type of bullyings. The next bullying we're going to look at is the verbal bullying. This right here is a little harder to see because things are said where we can't always hear it, but this is where people are talking about each other, making fun of each other and teasing. This happens quite a bit, unfortunately. The next type is relational bullying. If anybody's ever seen the movie Mean Girls, there's a picture there. This is kind of what it is. It's excluding people, spreading rumors, gossip, trying to start stuff. This is what we refer to as relational bullying. We're going to go ahead and skip over to the next one, which is reactive bullying. Reactive bullies coax others into harming them. They try to get other people in trouble by teasing them and getting them amped up. We call these instigators. The next one we're going to talk about is cyberbullying. Unfortunately, this one happens a lot through social media, through your Instagram accounts. Every year it seems like we're expelling kids for creating fake Instagram accounts, going on and saying some really mean and hurtful stuff to people. Sometimes it can be just through comments, it can be through text messages, it can be sending pictures to and from other people that are embarrassing to the person that's in the picture. So these are definitely types of bullying that we're going to discuss over the next few weeks to really give you an understanding of what it is and try to prevent kids from suffering from these types of bullying. All right, well, we want to thank you very much for your time. Have a wonderful day, Belzer.